Hello and welcome. Today we are in the Tier 9 US battleship, the mighty Missouri. I'm playing in a division with Straps and Jonas. And for those that actually don't know the Missouri, because she was released a very long time ago and you are not able to get her anymore. Well, I think there are some weird situations you can get her, but mostly you can't. The Missouri is essentially an Iowa, but she has a radar. And that's pretty much it. For some reason I had HE loaded, so my first salvo wasn't quite what I was hoping for, but hey, the HE on a battleship can still deal a lot of damage. Anyway, I'm gonna start heading actually into the B cap because it seems the enemy actually is splintering really hard. We can see, how many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ships on the going for the C cap on the enemy team, and these are all battleships. And meanwhile there are at least 2 ships going for the A cap. Hey, there's another one for the C cap, and I think I can actually go into the middle for, you know, the B cap and at least stay in there for a little bit. Sure, there are 4 destroyers in this game, but hey, everybody's afraid of radar, and a radar battleship at that can be quite deadly, especially if you don't expect them to be coming. And when I say don't expect them to be coming, I don't mean that they don't know I'm coming, but rather, who expects a battleship to push into the middle of the map early on in the match? Right, that doesn't really happen because, do you know why it doesn't happen? Because it's a terrible idea, especially when you run aground like this. I'm at full HP, hey, that's 6k damage, just like that. Luckily I got unspotted here, but this isn't gonna last long because that Alsace is gonna spot me soon. Wait, what? Our Alsace already died? What? How did we lost the tier 9 battleship so quickly? Oh god. I think I might be... yeah, I don't know. I don't think this is a great idea. As I was playing, I actually thought that this was a terrible idea, but I think I didn't quite realize how terrible of an idea it was as I was playing this. Because now looking at the actual situation on the map, I don't know why I'm pushing here. I mean, okay, I know what I wanted to do. I wanted to get close to that Neptune, radar her, and then maybe, you know, slap her hard with my guns, but I really don't know what I was expecting here. I guess the fact that I'm unspotted right now gave me courage, because it meant that there's no destroyer lurking about, so I'm not gonna get randomly torpedoed, and if I'm unspotted then it's fine. Besides, hey, the radar's useful. It spotted the Neptune and it spotted the Z-46 in the C cap, which might help my allies a little bit, but it does seem that our team is focused on the A cap. And I don't see the enemy holding the A cap. Basically everyone on the enemy team is at sea. I mean, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, or I think that's 8 or 9 ships over there. Something like that. Basically, the enemy is going all in on the C cap, and if I can actually get through the middle here without taking massive damage, I think this might be very good for us. Oh, Neptune's coming out from behind yet. Oh, this is gonna be sweet. Okay, that actually wasn't quite sweet. She hit me for 8k, but hey, at least I'm gonna get a dev strike now. Goodbye, Neptune. Okay, maybe not with only the rear turrets. That if I had dev struck with that, I would have been amazed, because I don't think I could have done enough damage, but hey, there's the rest of it. Sure, not a devastating strike, but I just didn't fire all the guns at once. And at least the Neptune's taken care of. And now, well, it looked kinda grim early on. We lost 2 ships, the enemy hadn't lost any, but now they've lost 4, and we hold 2 of the 3 cap zones. And it is their, you know, it is on them to push into us. And to be fair, I don't think they have much of a chance, considering that 2 of their battleships are basically in the very corner of the map, right? If you try going around the island, the big island at sea, you are gonna go into A10, quite literally. Hey, Streps is there with... Actually, yeah, that should be Streps. Streps is there, and that's quite nice, and that's a Yuguma at 7 kilometers. Either that Yuguma knows that my radar is down, or that Yuguma is very brave. Regardless, she spotted anyway, even without radar, and my radar is up in, what, 10 seconds? Well, almost. Which means that that Yuguma is going to be in trouble. Even if she disappears, well, radar will kinda make that moot. Amalfi came, and then promptly turned around and ran because there's Missouri pushing. And as a cruiser, you might deal a lot of damage at times, but you are very susceptible to Battleship AP as well. Especially one that's very close. I keep trying to dodge these torpedoes and somehow I'm succeeding. The destroyers disappeared, so I radar and I spot all 3 of the enemy destroyers. In one go, and they're all so close too. You know, they're actually so close that I'm kinda worried. Some of them might actually be using sneaky torpedo tactics on me. Now, I can understand that somewhat. Hey, the Missouri is only at 20k HP. I mean, how bad can it be? Our teammates are going to sink that Missouri, right? Well, maybe not. I do expect that, at least my expectation is that I should probably go down here, but obviously until I do, I'm gonna try my best. And I don't think I'm quite in that position yet. So, Alsace, you're broadsiding on me, and you have very little HP, so I'm gonna hedge my bets and make sure that you go down this salvo. Or, pretty much as sure as I can. And that's goodbye, and this is not a winnable game for the enemy team anymore. I could sink here, if one of the destroyers gave me a nasty surprise of torpedoes before I get to the island, but it seems that that's not the case, and I will safely get behind this island. Meanwhile, I have the broadsides, or almost broadsides of the enemy battleships, and hey, that can be quite effective. I think I should slow down here a little bit and not go immediately around the island, because there could be torpedoes coming. And if somebody, and you know, since it was known that I was gonna come around the island, obviously torpedoes are launched usually at the edge of the island, not like in this case where they launched the torpedoes at the island, which doesn't make sense. I don't think they have introduced torpedoes that can go below islands yet. I'm sure we'll get these mega deep water torpedoes, and hey, these are Amalfi torps. They're very slow, I think, but somehow I just managed to avoid them, and hey, there's my devastating strike. Thank you very much, Amalfi, for turning around and coming closer. I'm not really sure what she was trying to do with that. She doesn't exactly have a torpedo load that... I wanted to say she doesn't exactly have a torpedo load that can sink me, but considering I'm at 17k HP, well, she actually does, but you need to actually survive for that to happen. I don't think shooting at that now makes sense. I think it's a better take, you know, a shot on this Massachusetts instead. I'm surprised the secondaries aren't going off. Either she has manual secondaries and forgot to click on me, or she doesn't have enough range. Wait, what are these oh, I'm gonna take one of these. Never mind. I guess I'm not. What were those torpedoes? Were those also Amalfis? Regardless... Oh no, that must have been the destroyer. Yeah, that must have been the DD. Did you see my mouse jump right there? Somebody commented on this in an earlier video. It's really annoying. I don't even know if it's actually the mouse that's doing it, but it can screw me over in games sometimes. I say can, but luckily I haven't actually fallen for that yet. But I'm sure one day I will, and then it'll make me quite annoyed. But here, it was okay. I really wanted to take another shot on this Massachusetts though. I probably would have done a lot more damage, since she was showing broadside, but hey. 164k damage is good enough, 5 citadels already, 1.9 million credits, 24k XP. By the way, another change that happened, that I actually didn't notice, was that you can add in like 20 flags now on the ship, which means that I can run full economy with actually combat flags. And this is why I made 1.8 million profit, well almost, 1.78. And there's a combat mission for 75k, so actually it's 1.7 million profit, but I got a high caliber, dreadnought, and a devastating strike. So yeah, this was a very successful game. So let's take a look at the Iowa import, the upgrades and commander skills that I use. I really like the Measure 5 camo. I believe it's Measure 5, right? On the ship, the blue and the lighter half on top. Anyway, captain skills, it's a completely standard battleship build. It's priority target, expert marksman, superintendent, concealment expert, fire prevention, basics of survivability, and adrenaline rush last. Well, actually, if you want to ask why, it's because these two skills here provide a lot of survivability. Concealment is always useful because you can fall out of detection, and that can be incredibly nice. Expert marksman, obviously, for better turret traverse, adrenaline rush because you're gonna take damage, and getting a reload buff because of it is always nice, and priority target is, I would say, after concealment expert, probably the next best skill because it can give you extra information. Something that, you know, basically it takes the place of Sixth Sense in the past, or the thing that tells you that you're being spotted. You see, that used to be a skill and everybody eventually took it because it ended up, you know, people figured out that it was really, really good. And in terms of upgrades, what the hell? Yeah, this should be radar because for some reason it's not, and this should probably be... Maybe you don't need expert marksman on this ship. Huh. Maybe main battery modification 2 is actually good enough. Actually, I don't know if you should go for this one or the secondary one. Or maybe even the range one, but I don't think you really need the range. Probably actually the traverse speed. Is this thing really gonna... Okay, never mind. So this is probably what I would go for. And I don't know if you actually need expert marksman anymore. I mean, it's still nice because that's a different type of boost. But 34 seconds is actually really good. For a battleship anyway. So, main arms modification, then the surveillance radar. If you don't have this, you go for damage control. In the third slot, I would recommend the faster main battery traverse. If you don't like this, maybe secondaries or range. I don't think the anti-air gun thing is good enough. In the fourth slot, I would definitely recommend damage control. In the fifth slot, definitely concealment expert. And in the last slot, I go for the better dispersion. But now that I actually have a boost to main battery traverse speed, maybe I'll consider the reload one. Not sure yet. But anyway, that's kinda it. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I would like to thank the patrons on Patreon. Thank you very much for your continued support. And I hope I'll see you guys next time.